Welcome everyone. This is a 30-minute core class. The materials you'll need is very minimal. So I have a mat, a yoga mat. If you have a yoga mat, please bring that out. Create lots of space. You'll need, if you have a child's toy ball, I have a bender ball. You don't need it. You can just do it without, use without. A Pilates ball, so if you don't have a Pilates ball, something like a soup can, a small soup can, about a pound. This one's 2 pounds. Other than that, it'll just be body weight. So let's just warm up. We don't do core on our back just yet. So we're going to start standing, and we want to twist side to side, warming up the core. From side to side. And you notice I'm not wearing any shoes. You're at home, you don't need to wear shoes in the house, right? All right, longer reach. Want to get the core warmed up as well as the spine. Remember, the core is from here to about the chest and 360. It's not just right here, it's 360 degrees. All right, shake that out. Get blood flow. Then we're going to take our right leg, bend the front knee. We're going to have the arms here. We're going to lift up and then twist down. Lift up, twist down. Good. Let's do 3 more, and then we'll get this all on the other side. And then switch, taking now our right leg back, down, and then up. Good. Let's do 3 more per side. 2 more. And last one. Then we're going to step. Option 1, hands on the thighs, look over to the right, and then switch. Left leg, look over to the left. Good. Step, look over to the right. Let's get this one on each side. Excellent. Last one. All right. So we should be warmed up. We're going to come onto the mat and we're going to start on our back. So coming to the top of your mat or on the mat or on the floor, use your hands to guide you down onto the mat. Then arms are to the side. We want to create that natural space in our lumbar curve. So that curve, we want to create that space. You should be able to put your fingertips there, and then you're going to exhale. Press the lumbar curve onto the mat, and then release. And the lumbar is that just between your thoracic and then the hip bone. Again, press the lumbar. The spine is split up into lumbar, thoracic, and cervical. We want to press that second curve at the small of the back. We're creating pelvic tilts. Now, if you put your hands by the hips, you can feel the pelvis roll in or tilt in, and then as you flatten the curve, that'll happen, and then when you release the curve, create that curve again, it'll rotate back. So we'll do some pelvic tilts. Release. Use the breath. Exhale. Inhale. Flatten the curve. Create the curve. I'll just do a few more pelvic tilts. And then release. Now, the majority of the exercises I'll be using the bender ball. So a small child's toy ball would do. Again, you don't have to use this. You can just use the mat or the floor. I'm going to balance on this ball. So placing it not on the thoracic, but that's sits bone. And then I'm going to have my weight. You can use your soup can. The knees are hip width apart, the feet are hip width apart, and we're going to transfer weight. We're going to keep the core nice and stable. Exhale to bring the weight back to chest line. So inhale away from the body, Exhale to draw in. Now, core stability is transferring weight from side to side or up and down. So this is stage 1. From here, if you don't have a ball, what you're going to do, let's bring the ball center, release the ball down. You're going to bring the knees, and we're going to bring the knees to 90 degrees. So we have to lift both feet off the mat. Hopefully the knees are stacked underneath the hips. And we're almost creating a shelf with our thigh or with our shins. Then here, we're going to do that transfer of weight. So inhale. On the exhale, I'm doing my best to try to keep stabilized, making these small micro adjustments. Exhale. Good. Just a few times. Remember, you can just do this on the floor with the feet elevated. On the exhale, we'll do this one more time on each side. Remember to breathe. Inhale as you go away from the body. Exhale as you bring the weight to the midline of the body. And then exhale as you lower one foot and then the other. So now we're going to move on. We're going to bring the feet back into that parallel, the shins parallel. We're going to extend now the right leg either vertical, which is a little easier, but more challenging is bringing this leg to as low as you can. Now your left leg, keep it 90 degrees. And we're going to do the exact same thing. So transferring the weight, inhale, exhale. We want to have that left knee stacked above the hip. And I'm doing my best to keep the core engaged. Breathe. And do this one more. Exhale. Bring that right knee in. And then exhale, lower one foot and then the other. Reset posture. And then we'll get this on the other side. So, bringing both knees hip width apart. Again, if you're on the floor, try to stack the knees above the hips. And then, just as we did on the right side, you're going to extend that left leg. Either vertical or to a challenging, almost horizontal. Good. Once you found stability, focus on inhaling as you lower to the side, exhale to the center. So do this a few times. The slower the better, the more control the better. Good, let's get this one more on each side. Inhale, lower, exhale. Good, bringing that left knee in, lower one foot and the other, and then reset. So we're coming into our final stage. What we're going to do is we're going to extend both legs either vertically or along the spectrum to horizontal. So remember this starting when we bring the shins parallel, knees over the hips, extend the ball, and then you can either start with the legs vertical or bring the feet as low as you can and then transfer that ball from side to side. Exhale. Keep the core engaged. Slower the better. It's okay if you roll off. I'm balancing on the ball, but you can do this with the small of the back, flattening the curve. Let's get this one per side. One more time. Exhale as you bring the ball in. Bring the knees in. Lower one foot and then the other. And then we're going to rest just for a moment. So that was working laterally, or working from side to side, transferring resistance. Now we're going to work up and down. And we're going to do this slow controlled. So with or without some type of support, you can go on the floor, remember. Bring your knees back to that starting position. Hands are chest level. Now, watch me before you do it. You're going to inhale, extend the legs and the hands. With the ball in the hands. Exhale. Draw the knees in, the hands in. Take the ball between the knees, squeeze, or the resistance, whatever you're using. Inhale as you extend, exhale as you bring, and then you transfer whatever resistance you have going up and down. So let's do this 3 per side, going up and down. Inhale as you extend. I'm focusing on one spot to help with balance. Inhale, extend. Exhale as you draw in. Good. Once you've done your 3, let's bring one foot down and then the other, and then relax. Do you want to try that one more time? So we can try it. So I'll try it without the ball. I'm just going to use the small of my back. I'm going to flatten the curve. We want to bring the knees hip width apart. You start here. Deep inhale as you extend. Exhale as you bring the knees and the hands in. Transfer the resistance. It's going to be a little bit more challenging if you're using that soup can, but you're squeezing the knees together. Exhale, and the slower, the better. Inhale, exhale. We'll do this one more time. Exhale, and then lower one knee, then the other. Sorry, one foot and then the other. All right, we'll lower the weight. Good. Release that resistance. Put it down to the side. Hug the knees in and gently rock side to side. All right, from here, you're going to place the feet and bring the heels as close to the tailbone as possible. The arms are to the side. Knees are hip width apart, feet hip width apart. Take a deep breath in. And then on the exhale, you're going to raise the hips towards the ceiling. So pressing the weight into your heels, into the ball of the feet. Keep the toes wiggling. You can spread the fingers. Really press those hips up towards the ceiling. Full deep breath in. Now on the exhalation, you're going to go one vertebrae at a time. So lowering your thoracic, your lumbar, and then the sits bone. Hug the knees in and just circle the knees in one direction. Circle the knees in the other. Good. Lower the feet back, hip width apart. Bring those heels as close to the body as possible. So we're going to continue with the 2 feet on the mat, but if you want a bit of a challenge, extend your right leg. So inhale as you lift the hips off the mat. Stay here, otherwise you're going to extend that right leg. Press your weight into that left heel, the ball of the foot. Hold. Breathe. Inhale, and then on the exhale, bend that right knee, lower one vertebrae at a time. So what we did on that right side, we have to do on the left. So deep breath in, exhale as you press the hips towards the ceiling, and then extend now that left leg. Again, try to press the hip up, fire up the glutes, the hamstrings, the core. Breathe. Full deep breath in, and then on the exhalation, you're going to lower your hip one vertebrae at a time. Actually, foot first and then one vertebrae at a time. Hug the knees in. Rock gently side to side. Good. Release the feet onto the mat. All right, so that was hip bridges. We're now going to do our Mcgill Curl. So the Mcgill Curl, the Mcgill Curl Up as it's known, we're going to focus on extending one leg. So let's keep this right knee bent. Extend the left leg. Flex that heel, pointing the toe towards the ceiling. And then you're going to take your hands and place them underneath the tailbone so that the elbows are out. Now watch me before you do this. What you're going to do is you're going to look towards the ceiling. You're going to keep the core engaged, so draw that belly to the spine. Lift the elbows up slightly. Take a deep breath in, and then exhale. Lift the shoulders and the head and I'm looking at my left toe, the big toe. An option is just to look at the ceiling, but create space between the chin and the collarbone. Breathe. On the exhale, gently lower your shoulders and the head on the mat. So we'll do that 2 more times. Again, this is the Mcgill Curl Up. Stuart Mcgill is a professor. He was at Waterloo University, and he created the big 3, which is the curl up, plank, and bird dog. And we'll be doing these. All right, deep breath in. On the exhale, chest, shoulders, head, elbows come off. Look at the big toe or look at the ceiling. Breathe. On the exhale, gently lower onto the mat. Good. We'll do this 1 more time and then we'll switch legs. So, full deep breath in. On the exhale, shoulders, head, elevate the elbows slightly. Breathe. All right, exhale. And that's about a 7-second hold. We're going to switch sides. So bringing now the left leg, extend the right leg. Flex the ankle. So we don't want to have the toe pointing. Flex the toe towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, lift the elbows, the shoulders. I keep saying the chest. Your shoulders and the head. Again, if you can look at the big toe, exhale, gently lower onto the mat. So we have to do this twice more. So deep breath in. On the exhale, shoulders, head, looking at the toe, breathe. Exhale, gently release. Good, so we do this 1 more time, and then we're going to come into our plank. So deep breath in. On the exhalation, chest comes up, elbows slightly. Sorry, I keep saying chest. It's your shoulders and head. Breathe. Exhale. Gently lower yourself. Good. You're going to bend your legs, roll onto your side, and we're going to come into tabletop position. So here in tabletop position, we want to ensure that the hands are directly underneath the shoulders. The knees are directly underneath the hips. We don't want to be here or sinking back. We want to be our back parallel to that floor, tops of the toes on the mat or the floor. So from here, you can walk the knees away from the hands. And this is stage 1. We want to press the hips towards the floor to come into a knee plank. Another challenge is to come onto your elbows. So I'm going to come into my elbows. My elbows should be underneath my shoulders, and we're pressing the hips towards that floor. I'm going to come onto my knuckles. Hold here. So hold, and I'm in a neutral grip, so I'm protecting my wrists. We'll hold this for another 5 seconds. Tuck the chin in so that if you look, the knees, the hips, the shoulders, and the head should be aligned. All right, let's bring the knees a little wider and then sink into child's pose. Now traditionally arms are to the side, or you can have your arms up. Get a nice stretch through the low back, forehead to the mat. So you can either continue back, let's go back into that tabletop position. You can continue into that knee plank or turn it into a toe plank. So I'm just going to slightly move ahead of my mat. Push here, extend or curl the toes under, press into plank position. It's top of a push-up position. So the wider the feet are, the more stable. Now if you bring your feet together, it becomes less stable, and if you extend one leg, you could rest it on the other. It's more challenging. Breathe. Let's hold this for another 15 seconds, shall we? Try to tuck the chin in. How are we all doing, team? Go out for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower one knee. Take that wide knee stance, come into that child's pose. Good. So if you did the tripod with one foot, we have to get the other side. So knee plank or into that toe plank. So one leg extended. I like to rest the foot on top of the other. And we're going to hold this for the same amount of time. So another 15 seconds. Tuck the chin in. We don't want the head up. Tuck it in. Shoulders, hips, ankles should be aligned. Can we hold for another 5 seconds? Good. Release one knee into our last. So I'm going to take my left hand on top, the right hand to the side. So it's just the opposite. All right. So let's come back into tabletop. Knees underneath. Remember, you can have your hands here or knuckles down. From here, you're going to extend the right leg, flex the ankle, and then extend the left arm. So it's opposite leg, opposite hand, balancing here. On the exhale, release the hand and the knee. Now, you want to make sure, before we do the other side, knees are hip width apart. We don't have them in close. So let's get this on the left side. Left leg, flex the ankle if you want, and extend that right arm. Tuck the chin in. Hold. Full extension. Getting the muscles in the spine. Exhale, that's more than enough. And then we'll switch. So we did the Mcgill Curl up. We did the plank. And this is our bird dog, the big three. Exhale. Good. Switch sides. We'll get this one more time per side. Breathe. Exhale. Release one more time. Extending that right leg, left arm. On the exhale, release the hand and the knee. Now from here in our tabletop position, we're going to do cat-cow or spinal flexion extension. As you exhale, you're going to round the upper back. Inhale. Chest towards the mat, look forward. So exhale to round the upper back. Draw the belly in. Inhale. Look forward. And do this at your own pace, alternating spinal flexion, spinal extension. Just do a few more, and then bringing ourselves back into that neutral position. Good. So from here, we're going to come onto our back. So walk the knees away from the hands. Lower yourself onto the belly. Good. So I'm going to place my hands on top of each other. So I'm going to rest my forehead. What you can do is place the arms to the side and see what's comfortable for you. So either both arms to the side, palms up, or resting your forehead on the hands. But you want to keep the forehead on the floor. So what we're going to do is we're going to extend the right leg off the floor and that right knee. Engage the glute. So we're going to come into our back extension. We're just going to warm up. Wiggle the toes. And then on the exhale, release the knee. And then the foot, and then we'll get this all on the other side. So inhale as you lift the left foot, left knee, breathe, and then on the exhale, releasing the knee and the foot. So now we're going to incorporate both feet and knees. So keeping the upper half on the mat, inhale as you raise both feet, both knees, give the toes a bit of a wiggle, engage the glutes. Press the hips towards the mat as you feel this, just the lower half is up. All right, exhale, release the knees and then the feet, and then just shake that out. So now we're going to incorporate just upper body. So if you want to keep the hands here or bring your arms to the side, whatever is comfortable for you, we're keeping the lower body on the mat. Raise the chest. So I said this earlier when we were doing the Mcgill Curl up. This is the chest, the shoulders and the head. Tuck the chin in. Keep the tops of the fingers on the mat. Breathe. And we should feel the stretch from the low back. Good. On the exhale, gently lower the chest and then the forehead. So we'll repeat this one more time. Full deep breath in. On the exhale, the chest, the shoulders. Tuck the chin in. Breathe. Good. On the exhale, gently release the upper half back onto the mat. So we're going to incorporate both lower and upper. So, options now. You can have the arms to the side. You could have the hands underneath the shoulders, creating a W. You could have the arms into a Y, or hands straight up into Superman, Superwoman. I'm going to place my hands underneath the shoulders, creating a W. So, feet, knees, chest, shoulders, arms, hands. Tuck the chin in. Breathe. Coming into this back extension, squeeze the back. Breathe. And on the exhale, gently lower the limbs onto the mat. So we're coming into that spinal extension because we're always in forward flexion if we're seated a lot, driving, sitting in front of a computer. Coming into this extension is actually great for the back. We'll do this one more time. So inhale, feet, knees, chest, arms. Tuck the chin in. Breathe. Full deep breath in. On the exhale, gently lower. Good. Shake it all out. Keep one arm extended and you're going to roll yourself onto the back. Onto your back, sorry. Good. Hug the knees in and just gently rock back and forth, side to side. Bring the knees center. We're going to lower the feet onto the mat and we're just going to come into our stretches and cool down. So let's take our right leg and take it on the outside of the left knee. So our right foot. Lower the knees over to the right, arms are to the side, head turns to the opposite direction. You want to feel the stretch all along the hips and the obliques and the chest. On the exhale, bring everything center, and then we're going to get this on the other side. So hugging this left foot on the outside, bring the knees to the left. Now turn the head away from the knees. Breathe. We should feel the stretch in the hip flexors, the oblique, the chest. On the exhale. All right. So you're going to roll yourself up to seated. Cross your legs comfortably. You're going to swing over to the right side, your left arm reach. Full deep breath in. On the exhale, let's get this on the other side. Taking our right hand over to the left wall. On the exhale. Now we're going to bring both sides, both hands to the right, sit up tall, and we're just going to look over to the left side. You may have to put one hand behind you. Sit through the hip bones. Exhale, come back to center, and then just switch sides. Taking both hands to the left side, sit up tall, and then look over to the right. Full deep breath in. On the exhale, let's come to center. All right, so let's give ourselves a hug. 3 pats on the back. Thank you so much for joining me. Check out all the videos that are on YouTube. Hopefully stay safe, be strong, and I'll see you soon in person. All right? Take care, everyone. We'll see you soon.